and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with a pike and shot mod. We are back, and there's a lot on our plate for this episode. I have armies moving everywhere against enemies everywhere. So, let's start, I think, from the south, because we've got less going on there. So, let's start over in Sicily. I've been able to recruit these Italian musketeers, which will be added on to Leopold Wilhelm's army. And so we're looking at hopefully adding another 3 as well, so we get a full 20 stack. This army will then be loaded on to our ships and shipped across, and they will go against Athens. So we got port nicely, snugly placed, right for our force to land there, precise, you can see, within one turn. Hopefully there's no navy holding on there, so we'll be able to land and then hopefully march the army directly there in short order. Not entirely sure if we're gonna release it or if we're going to keep it as our own holding. I'll probably try to release it as a vassals first and see if it sort of messes up with the game and crashes or anything. I think that Greece is probably not going to crash the same way as the others in the north, just because I don't think there's any like sort of event strings tied into this area the same way there is in the north. So I think we should be fine there. So that's with this one right here. Then we'll head up a little bit further around Belgrade, where we've got our thrust set up to move into the Ottomans. Now, there's been quite a few Ottoman sightings along here, and I don't want to march in with the main army, having it crippled before I have to go against the town, sorry, the town that we are intending to take. So, I have been recruiting some extra units, these Sekban melee warriors. We have, I guess, bribed Janissaries, Janissary melee units. They also have pistols. Very poor reloading skill, and the accuracy is even worse. 1 point in accuracy. They're gonna be... basically, we're gonna melee rush the Ottomans with their own troops. Disenfranchised Muslim troops. Gonna be sent in and kind of break up their army, possibly destroying them before the main force arrives. And so the Sekban will also be joined in with some extra troops that I've recruited here. I've basically emptied all the troops that I kind of had stationed here, and we're gonna just send everything. Everything! It's like that guy, the police officer in Lyon, when he's like, I think it's more known as the professional, right? When he's like, everyone, I want everyone. And that's exactly what we want. We want everyone in this area. There's no point in having anyone on defense. We're going to send everyone in. So that's what's going on there. As we head north, new enemies have reared their head. So an alliance of Denmark, Mecklenburg, Brandenburg and Saxony declared war on us. Brandenburg is a bunch of cowards, so the reason I even knew that these guys had declared war on me was because they sent a peace offer right as their turn rolled around. So they chickened out within like a day or two of being at war with us. They decided, you know what, they beat us pretty handily at the Battle of Cottbus, so we are going to surrender immediately. So they have surrendered immediately, and we are already trading, I believe. Yes. So they're out of the picture, but the Brandenburgers and the Saxons are not. Currently, I have no army to send against the Saxons, but I doubt the Saxons will be marching against us. If they do, that is a problem, but I don't think they will. I am recruiting a few troops over here. We got some German heavy cavalry, some new units. And I'm gonna try to get mercenary units going again. I think it was another bug that was really causing a problem, and it wasn't really me trying to recruit said units that was the problem. So I'm gonna try and recruit those again. Because the thing is, units that make the game crash don't crash because you recruit them like this. If the unit makes the game crash, it's going to crash when it goes into battle. That is when, you know, sort of problems might occur. I think what I was confused about was there are periods where I've had the game literally crash on every turn. Like, there's period of so and so many turns where it almost like clockwork crashes on each turn. So I have to save, and then it crashes, and I load it up, and I have to do for each and every one turn. Now I already do this because it makes it easier in case I want to change something, or if I, you know, whatever. It makes it easier if I'm able to go back and like, okay, I want to go back this many turns, and if I have a save for each and every single turn, then it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so I feel I need to go back 5 to change something, or I need to go back 10 to change something else, and stuff like that. So I'm already doing that, so in that case it's not really a problem. So yeah, we were already planning, I believe in the last episode, we were already planning our war against Mecklenburg, so our armies were already arrayed. We have moved in, so it's Tilly and it's Pappenheim. I'm sending both because we're probably planning on going up against Denmark as well. It is part of the victory conditions that we hold Denmark, so we want to add on as many of these as possible. And I also might try at this point to take on further ones, so we might try again at Hanover and again at Saxony, because Saxony was one of the provinces that kind of failed for us in a previous attack. I don't think I even showed that one. But yeah, so we're gonna try that again. The Saxons though are very heavily fortified. They've got a fort, they got proper troops, and it's like a very hard battle to fight. Comparatively, the Mecklenburgers don't have a fort, which I love, so we're gonna get a pretty good battle against them. And then for the last bit, which I think is the bit we're gonna start with for this episode, there's been a long introduction here, but there's a lot of things going on. The 30 Years' War is not known for its clear and straightforward path, is it? So currently, the Swedes and the Poles are actually at peace, but we are not at peace with the Swedes. So I'm looking at attacking and taking out Western Prussia, so we clear the coast of northern Germany from the invading Scandinavian raiders, those damned Viking coming down and attacking us. So we're going to deal with them, we're going to kick them out. Possibly I'll head Western Prussia to the Polish, just to shore up or sort of compensate for them having lost a lot against the Swedes. Or we'll just take it, hold it for ourselves, and possibly, not Pappenheim, it's Wallenstein that's going here. Wallenstein will then possibly move through Polish territory and attack the Swedes, and slowly take over territory and give it back to the Polish, kind of invigorating them. Right now it's January, so it's not really the best period to be launching a force into attrition. There is no fort though, so we'll have to spend one turn in attrition before we're able to attack, but I think we'll be fine. I could also actually wait the 3 turns to have the magistrate fully built up, which could work as well, but I want to keep things rolling, so we're gonna actually launch this during winter, and we're gonna launch right there. So now Wallenstein is off. It's a single ship carrying the entire army.
Meine Armee wird hier Verluste erleiden.
Ah, Verluste erleiden. Very poor. Right. So we are starting to build up kind of a naval force in the Baltic as well. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and end turn. I'm gonna make a save just in case, because we are recruiting some German mercenaries. I don't think that should be a problem, and we'll see where we go from there. Next, I think we'll launch these guys into Ottoman territory. And these will continue towards Mecklenburg. So we've got a lot going on. And then I'm also, just it's at the very end, I am building up a force because we're able to recruit French line infantry. So we're going to recruit some of those. And I've sent out some light cavalry to sit out here. So I'm ready in case they come down against me. And also, it's good to have an extra troop in case the British get an idea. The British, of course, been island hopping and taking quite a few territories here and there where they can. So we'll see if maybe they go somewhere else and attack us again. Who knows? With that said, it's high time to end turn. So let's do that and see what the future brings us and where in all these campaigns we'll find a battle. Germany, however, as Christian IV of Denmark, had been protector and administrator? I'm not entirely sure. Right, it's restored rightful order of Europe. It's the Danish coming in. Anglo-Spanish War is kicking off. Not that that had anything to do with us, but that makes sure that we don't have to deal with the British, because they'll be dealing with the Spanish, or the Anglos, not the British. Not Britain yet, I suppose. Wallenstein is blocked. Troops recruited, so we've got the German mercenaries of Silesia, and in the home province of Austria we've got a lot of these arquebusiers, which are really good. We'll probably be sending them against the Saxons, because I saw a small force actually cross the border into our own territory. So it could be that the Saxons are going in there. Also, notable movements was that the Ottomans is actually moving into our territory now. So we got quite a mighty Ottoman force moving towards here. What I think we'll do is this army could move forward here and meet this army, and then this will join back with all the Sekban over here, and they will defend this area, probably try and move up so we can catch them at the bridge, and we'll set that up. But this is not what I want to do in this episode, because there's lots of going ons. Also, I just noticed this navy, which is the one... Ah, yes, now I remember. This is the one that's going to take over, and it's going to be the one that is going to be shipping the troops over here, and then the war navy, where we have 2 galleons. This one is the one that's going to be sent over to deal damage to the Danish fleet over here. Alright, we're gonna move in here. Nicely done. Arquebusiers should be moving towards Prague. And then this force will stay in place there. Possibly, what I could do is the cavalry could ride. The Swedes decided to send away a lot of their troops. We can see, like, they've got 5 units moving away, and then only like a token force holding back here in Western Prussia. How many troops did I lose? We actually lost quite a lot of people to attrition. These forces will continue their march. Ooh! Okay. I wasn't expecting this at all. An ambush! The Mecklenburg bastards had more troops than I thought. So they had a full stack, hiding in the woods, ready to ambush us. So they've been planning that for quite a while. I did not see this army at all. This is complete. This is really interesting. Like, it throws a wrench right in everything. Interesting. Right. I have a second army to be brought in if Cactus We have a catastrophic failure here. It would be unfortunate if Tilly die here. But, yeah, interesting. So they're gonna throw this army right at us. Great. It's an ambush army. Or it's an ambush battle. It's gonna be difficult. But let's not linger here. We can sit here and dally all day. We won't know for sure what's going to happen until we draw into battle. They can't have been here for long, because you do get attrition from being in the woods. But somehow I completely missed this. My spies have not reported to me. Dreadful. Anyways, onwards to battle. I already had in mind something like this might happen, because we always, you know, get our spawning zones so far from each other that that would happen even during a ambush battle. So in this case, the enemy starts so far away from me that I'm able to set up my army well in advance. So their ambush tactic doesn't really work more than the fact that they will be able to attack me from 2 different directions. I want to bring my arquebusiers up to meet this unit. What I notice real quick here is that they put most of their musketry units over on this side, while they put most of the pikes on this side. So I will be focusing my muskets on this side and my pikes on this side. With that said, I think we'll do a little bit of a jump cut here. Did I fire through my own unit? Yes, I did. God, and we almost killed 30 of our own troops. I completely missed that, and now I lost like 30 of my own best units. God damn it. The thing, we are actually already, you know, coming to blows with the enemy here, so what's the point of doing a cut when the battle is really already underway? We're gonna take a look at the arquebusiers here setting up, ready to fire down on the enemy's reiters as they advance upon the wood. We're able to take out quite a few of their troops. They have their own arquebusiers. Cavalry will advance on the 2 other units. The cannons continue to bombard. I have the light cavalry ready to smash down on the musketeers as soon as they're ready. Alright, come to blow, and come to blow. Alright, arquebusiers, hold fire. We haven't had enough friendly fire for 1 day. What I'll do is I'll move you over there, and we'll also bring the general over to this side. The musketeers will be marching up ready to fight these. Meanwhile, the pikes are setting up to prepare. I also have light sword infantry over here. Put a lot of extra troops here. They're actually switching unit. One unit's moving out while the other one is taking over. However, I'm moving in my arquebusiers here at almost point blank range, ready to fight these fools. Meanwhile, this force have been destroyed, although my cavalry unit in the process lost a majority of its own force. Ooh, yeah, their arquebusiers do just the same kind of damage as mine. I will order my 2 cavalry units to attack. We're gonna have the general joining in just to support these. They did have some matchlock units, but it's mostly pikes. They have 2 matchlocks, what I can tell. We'll form all these into squares. These guys are staying way out there. I'm gonna be moving the general to support here. Firing pistols. Make sure we can beat these. Yeah, this Harkebusier unit is done for. We need to aid against this one though, because that one's actually still doing pretty well. And meanwhile, this Harkebusier will be sent over to this side to aid here. General support. And then he moves into the back to fire pistol up the rear of these guys. So both our cavalry forces here is kind of broken down each other. But I still have reserves to call upon. My enemy don't. They're bringing a large force here, trying to come around our flank on that side. Also, we have musketeers moving in. Come on, break that bastard unit already.
Our men are running.
Okay, we kind of shot down our own unit. They're down to 4 men there. Alright, get out of there. What a slaughter. Not a good sight for this battle. Okay, the battle continues. Light pikes. I think we can handle that with the light swordmen. Enemy general now riding head first into one of our matchlock regiments. They're sending quite a few troops to attack the flank there. Probably not going to work out too well for them. Going to send a smaller cavalry unit over to this side. We got lots of these troops. The light cavalry will be swung out, ready to sweep in on that side. Meanwhile, we got massive advance of all their pike units now coming against our pike squares. See if the general maybe can aid a little bit here, firing his pistols. The Harkebusiers doing their job. The light troops now attacking. Could have gone in a little bit faster over here. Let's see how the light swordmen do against their light pikes. Oh, this one's coming straight through, right towards the general. And we will not stand for that. This square is actually not doing too hot against the enemy's attack. Hopefully, though, we'll be able to win here and send these guys into aid. And also, it might be that we are going to be quite victorious on this side, and I can switch over the musketeers to aid on this side. Also, we do have a square here, which is not really doing anything, and that can aid. Look at the amount of kills the Harkebusiers have done. I've recruited like 4 or 5 extra of those units in the capital. Once I'm able to release those guys on our enemy, there's gonna be that's gonna turn out to be a mighty battle force. We're gonna switch. Cannon's gonna fire over here, and it's time for the light cavalry to sweep in and destroy those. Nice, we have 2 units broken up. Let's get the light sword fighters to surround this unit and destroy it. Arquebusiers doing God's work here in the back. Attack. Oh, I completely forgot the light cavalry. It's not too bad. We lost 20 men in the attack, but I didn't get that proper flank. We can now send this unit over to join here. We've got another enemy unit giving up. Nice. These guys getting overwhelmed. I want you to focus in on this one. These are surrounded, getting destroyed. Musketeers will soon join. I'm thinking this one is the one that is in most dire need. Right, the sword fighters are done. Move through and then swing in against these. The light cavalry are doing their work, and they are winning. At the same time, cannons roaring and ripping through the enemy formations over here. We kind of need to reposition these troops though, so that we can bring all the muskets to bear. Arquebusiers now out of shot. That doesn't matter much because we're slowly breaking down the enemy. It's actually a matchlock infantry unit that is fighting over here. A target which the Arquebusiers could actually be used against. Right, we've got a better line, and hopefully also a better lineup for the cannons to be firing upon the enemy. A lot of shots is actually hitting the ground ahead of them. You know what we'll do? We'll retreat further back and then have the enemy come through the woods. I'll see if I can get the cannons into a better position, and hopefully the light cavalry will be destroying them over here. Oh, this cavalry unit gave way. The light sword fighters will now join in. And the pikes continue on into here. These guys firing into the enemy. And the Arquebusiers joining in the fight. Put the cannon something like that. Light cavalry is done. I think what we'll do is we'll wait to deploy them. Oh, are these guys coming in to attack the cannons possibly? We'll put them here. Plenty distance in between them and the enemy. You can actually drop your square and attack over there. I'll bring the general closer. The enemy is sandwiched. Arquebusier is a valued unit. It's better to let other units make the bulk of the fighting over there. We have quite the concentration of enemy troops over there. Plenty of targets. Target-rich environment for our own troops. I want you to set up over here. And then I want you to make sure that you attack from all sides here. Right, we have absolutely annihilated the enemy force. Cannons ready to be set up. At least this one is. Light cavalry is still a bit tired. They can hold off a little bit before being sent in. The enemy here is holding on though. They're not breaking as fast as one might have hoped. Also, this one needs to be brought in. Interesting how this one is marching forward. I think it's going after my general, isn't it? Might get close enough for canister. But I think round shot works just as well. Alright, we finally destroyed this one. Okay, we've destroyed all of them. The pikes will line up. And also the pikes will drop as squares. Then line up behind the troops here. It's a bit of a gunner's contest in terms of all the musketry that's going on. The thing is, my melee units are so tired at this point that I'm sure they would just get completely gunned down. I just saw that one of the arquebusiers got shot all the way out here. A stray shot from the battle took him out over there. I think we'll put the general among the light cavalry, and then we'll see about having the light cavalry lead a charge into this against the two larger unit, and once those are kind of dealt with, we'll send in the rest. Especially now as they move closer together here. Okay, the cavalry will start to set off. They're kind of even getting closer to this. Are they within? They are not within canister range. This unit is broken. General joins in. There's a risk here. Okay, hold fire. Cavalry's going in. The musket men will hold their fire as well. I don't know which one of them was out of shot. Go through. Actually, the general, there's no point in losing him at the very end of the battle here by sending him in against these holdouts. What we can see here, though, is that we've definitely won this battle, but it's very high casualties on our force. It might not be that we can continue on to Mecklenburg. Anyways, I've spent too much time of the episode on this, so there will be no further movements. I'll be hoping to capture territory in this video, but that looks like that is going to be for another video. With that said, this is a clear victory, and I'm gonna call it already. The enemy force utterly destroyed. However, we almost lose half our force, with 1,200 men lost. The enemy only has 72 men remaining out of a total of 3,650, which is quite abysmal, but not unlike the AI to do something like that. Even though I did start off the battle with quite a bad team kill, I end up with about 110 team kills on my own. So that's, if it weren't for that clumsy one at the start, my own team kills would have been reduced by like 30%. Harkebusiers are the ones that bring up the most kills. Half of their losses were actually inflicted by our own force, what we can see here. Heavy pike formation follows in the next one. Provincial cavalry, that's the light cavalry riding down the enemy. And then the sword fighters. If I can, it would be nice to have more of those. They are quite good because they're better, of course. They're more nimble and more easy to move around than the pikes. Can't really withstand the same kind of forces coming against them, but they're really useful to bring in a melee element to swing around and attack enemy forces around the sides. And what we saw, they performed pretty well as well against the light pikes. We're able to cut through those. Where do I have my cannons? They end up at the bottom, doing 63 and 43. I thought they did pretty well in the battle, considering they actually had, you know, close targets to fire at. Unfortunately, though, one of our IT units was completely destroyed, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that the enemy had their own harquebusiers, absolutely slaughtered numbers on our side, and also the fact that, you know, overall we're gonna take a lot of losses just because the enemy's got so high morale that we need to break them down to such a degree that it's, you know, obvious that it's going to cause a lot of casualties on our own side. Given that we still remain half force, I still think we can continue. Oh, some interesting sound. We got the Battle of Mecklenburg. Let's see if we can get rid of that. If I just head away and then come back. Wow, nicely done. I mean, obviously this one needs to, I think Pappenheim needs to go in first, and then Tilly comes in as reinforcements for the next battle. But overall that was good. Unfortunately it becomes kind of an in-between episode, which I wasn't really hoping for. I'm thinking though here that just because, I mean, god damn it, another sound, a different sound. I'm thinking I'm gonna do this battle off camera just because I've got a full stack. It's probably my most veteran and best army, and the Swedes just sent all the troops out of the town. So I think we can do that one off camera safely, because there's like, you're not gonna miss anything. If you could choose, I mean, if you could choose, would you rather see the Battle of Mecklenburg, where I was ambushed and attacked from two sides, or would you rather see me do this rather odd shit battle against the worst Swedish garrison force ever spotted? I also think that it's probably necessary to bring these troops up in support of the movement here. It also allows me here, if I'm able to do this one off camera, it also allows me to continue a little bit, and we can kind of see what the Ottomans come up with as well. I'll have to prepare something against them, but I think like I can do one turn, which will bring up the progress a little bit, which is kind of slowed down. But I thought that was pretty good battle still. Major part on the mistake the enemy did was they sent they sent all the pikes from one side, leaving one side relatively open for my cavalry to just go in and ride them down. Obviously they had the cavalry on their side, on that side with the gunners, so they still kind of stopped my cavalry. But yeah, good battle nonetheless. And with that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.